In Project Plus, Footstools are becoming an integral part of today's meta. Footstools are used for many reasons, and the most common uses in competitive play include intercepting recovery, gimping, recovering, extending a combo, and tech chasing. It's a neat mechanic. You get an extra jump, and your opponent is immobilized for a brief period. While it's not necessary to use it in competitive play, understanding how to use it is important, because your opponent might be the one to use these tricks against you. Footstool works very similar to a short hop and full hop. Depending on if you tap or hold your footstool button, your jump height will vary. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can only footstool a character while they're executing specific movement actions, or while they're in hit stun. This includes idling, walking, dashing, jumping, falling, or the helpless falling state. But what happens if you footstool someone that isn't in any of those states? This is a phantom footstool. Because they were in an animation that cannot be interrupted by footstool, you still get your footstool jump, but your opponent is unaffected. There aren't many practical uses for phantom footstool, but there are interesting ways you can be creative with it, such as using it in an edgeguard scenario. So you might be wondering, how can I set up a footstool effectively? There are many ways to do so, but before we continue, you need to understand the differences between tumble hit stun and non-tumble hit stun. Tumble hit stun is a type of hit stun that puts your opponent into this animation. This is called tumble. When in tumble, you are given a tech opportunity when landing. Non-tumble hit stun is different in the sense that it doesn't force your opponent into the tumble state. And that means that your opponent can't be knocked down. That'll be important to remember for later, so keep that in mind. We'll talk about hit stun in greater depth in a future video. So with that quick summary, let's cover some ways a novice can practice footstools and apply them effectively. If you are just starting out, then it might be easier to set up for footstools using tumble hit stun. This is because you'll have a larger time window to work in the footstool. The most effective method for setting up a footstool is to use a move that has a meteor or spike effect on your opponent while they're grounded, because not only do they deal the most hit stun compared to other moves, but regardless of their DI, you should be able to react quickly enough to position for the footstool. You can use plenty of moves that aren't meteors and still footstool effectively. Be sure to experiment with your character's moveset in training mode and discover different ways to set up for a footstool. Alright, so setting up for a footstool is one thing, but to truly make a footstool an effective part of your gameplay, you need to know how to follow up after a footstool. When you get an aerial footstool on your opponent, they are put into the tumble state. This means that they can tech if above ground. After an aerial footstool, given the space, you can fast fall immediately after your footstool and follow up with an aerial or special move. This works great as a combo finisher, and in some cases it can serve as a cool mid-combo extension. Some characters even have moves that will hit a footstooled opponent instantly with proper timing. Character attributes come into play a lot more when trying to true combo out of footstool without dropping the combo. So be sure to experiment with your character's moveset to find what works. Now I want to talk about footstool combos using non-tumble hit stun. More specifically, grounded footstool combos. This is where footstool combos truly shine. When you have a good understanding of when you are inflicting non-tumble hit stun, you'll realize that there are many opportunities for footstool. Upon landing a grounded footstool, your opponent is inactionable for 20 frames. That's 20 frames of advantage. What's great about grounded footstool is that this is universal across the cast. That means you can get some crazy punishes, no matter the character. The only reliable way to combo into a grounded footstool is out of tech chase and from non-tumble hit stun. It's important to note that non-tumble hit stun is largely percent based. What deals non-tumble hit stun at low percents will likely start knocking down at mid to high percents. Experiment with your character's moveset and find consistent setups at both percent ranges to maximize your combo game even further. There's one last cool trick I should mention. If you footstool a character that's airborne exactly 1 frame before they touch the ground, though they're in the air, they're forced into a grounded footstool anyway. That makes these kinds of combos possible. There are dozens of true combos hidden within the footstool mechanic in Project Plus that players are only now taking advantage of. Be sure to use footstool with intent to benefit from the situation that you create, such as confining your opponent to a platform, adjusting your edgeguard for a better follow-up, or getting a solid confirm on the ground. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more Project Plus content in the near future.